Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Wanda Costin, and I have the distinct honor and privilege of serving as the Provost and Vice President Academic here at Dalhousie University. Please be seated. I'd like to now ask Elder Ann LaBelloy to come and deliver the Mi'kmaq welcome.
Kwe, hello. Nin Dalhousie, Ann LaBelloy. My name is Ann LaBelloy. I'm a Mi'kmaq mom from northern New Brunswick, and I am so honored to be here with all of you today. And I want to say congratulations. I can't think of a good joke for dentistry, but it's nice to see your pearly whites. So congratulations. My goodness, you've done an incredible job. Good for you. Congratulations to the ones who helped you to get where you are also. I do not speak the language, my language, Mi'kmaq language, but I do know a few words. And one of the most wonderful words I can remember with all my heart is Dalhousie. Dalhousie means welcome, but the elders told me it means more than just welcome. It means when they welcomed people, welcome, come into my lodge, come into my home, and take the best seat of the house next to me. And I will share with you all that I have. And that's what the meaning of that word means. And that's incredible about language, of how language speaks the truth of something. It's not just a word, it actually has a living meaning to it. And that is so special. So I just want to share with you for a moment what has helped me in my journey in life to get through the rough times and through everyday life, is that I had been taught how to sit like the ancestors sit. And so when the ancestors sat on the land, they didn't only sit on the land, they sat with it. And by sitting with it, they became one with the land, and they learned how to listen, and they learned how to see the truth of things. And they didn't try to change what they seen, but they worked on trying to change of how they listened and observed so that they could live and learn how the medicines lived, how the trees existed, how the sun, the moon, the stars all worked together, and how the roots underneath the ground worked together for billions of years, and it's still here so that we can exist. And that's another one the elder told me. She says, you have to learn that lesson of how the trees, the forest, the only true place of true harmony works together. She says, we have to learn how to do that as we walk upon it here today. So I'm going to ask you for a few moments, and we have some, I usually refer to breathing like a baby, and I know we have a lot of young ones here, so they're a good way to watch. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes for a moment and just where you are. And if you're not comfortable closing your eyes, that's perfectly fine. You can just gaze down at the floor. But I'm going to have you meet your sacred breath, the breath that we have and we don't breathe on our own. That Creator gave us this breath out of love because we are all that special. So I'm going to ask you to take a breath through your nostrils, just like how a young baby sleeps, and then let it out through your nostrils very gently. So let's try that. This breath in, and this breath out. This breath in, and this breath out. One more time. This breath in, I am well. This breath out, Thank you. This breath in. And now all the anxiety that you've had, let it go when you breathe out. All the excitement of the day and what's going to happen in the future, just let that be. And now just find your own rhythm of breathing, your own sacred breath, just for a moment. This breath in and this breath out, and release your shoulders and muscles every time you let your breath out. And know the true feeling of relief. You're allowing yourself to be vulnerable. You're allowing yourself to believe and be safe and know you are well when you release your shoulders. O Great Spirit, whose voice I hear in the wind, whose breath gives life to all, hear me, for I am young, small, and weak, and I need your strength and help so much. Take my hands and help me respect the beautiful things you have created, including myself. Take my feet and guide me so I can find that way of life, that path that has wellness on it, that knows compassion, that knows forgiveness, it knows empathy, love, trust, honesty, happiness, forgiveness, wisdom, and peace. Help me not to be superior to my brothers and sisters, but to conquer the greatest enemy, myself. And help me to learn the lessons you have placed in every leaf and rock, so that when I can learn these teachings, I can bring them back to the people. So that when my eyes fade like the setting sun, my spirit has a chance to come to you without shame. Tahoe. This breath in, I am whole. This breath out, so much to be grateful for. And now you can bring yourself back to the moment where you were sitting and slowly open your eyes. And when you open your eyes, you will feel that sensation. It's a sensation of being in a moment of complete healing, because our physical being and our mind is a healing machine. But if we don't allow it to nurture itself and to take the time, take a moment to be the best that it can be, just like the forest does what it does, no matter what happens to it. It will produce the most beautiful thing and keep our air clean and everything. And so we need to do that to honor ourselves. And a good place to start is when you go to Costco. Believe me, it really works. So Walaliok, and enjoy the celebration in Sonogama.
Thank you, Elder Ann. Dalhousie University is located in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Lenape. We are all treaty people. There are three components to this statement. The first is the acknowledgement the land Dalhousie sits on is part of Mi'kma'ki, the territory of the Lenape. The second is acknowledgement of the territory as both ancestral and unceded, recognizing that the peace and friendship treaties signed between the British Crown and the Mi'kmaq did not involve surrender of land. Finally, the phrase, "we are all treaty people," reminds us that these treaties apply to all of us, indigenous and settler alike. At Dalhousie, we continue to work and build on these critically important relationships and friendships and remain committed to the recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation Committee report. We also recognize African Nova Scotians as a distinct people whose histories, legacies, and contributions have enriched Mi'kma'ki, known as Nova Scotia, for more than 400 years, beginning in 1604. Many African Nova Scotians arrived in the province through enslavement or while seeking freedom from enslavement elsewhere. Their contributions to this province and to Canada began more than 150 years before Canada became a country. We are deeply grateful to the Indigenous and African Nova Scotian faculty, staff, students, administrators, and elders who help guide our efforts through pathway programs and curriculum, admissions, and community partnerships. While we recognize there is still more to do, we remain committed to a future grounded in equity and inclusive excellence. Today is a day of celebrations. It is the celebration of endings and new beginnings. As we move forward, we invite you to be quite enthusiastic and full of joy and proud of your accomplishments today and welcome you into the Dalhousie alumni family. I'd like to take a moment to introduce to you the stage party. If you could please stand, and if that's not comfortable for you, please raise your hand so we can acknowledge you. Elder Ann Labilowa. Dr. Rustum Southwell, Chancellor. Dr. Kim Brooks, President and Vice Chancellor. Dr. Louise Spiteri, Chair of Senate. Dr. Ben Davis, Dean, Faculty of Dentistry. Dr. Marty Leonard, Dean, Faculty of Graduate Studies. Dr. Leah Rock, Director of the School of Dental Hygiene. Jennifer Strong, recipient of the Gladys Littler Award with the Faculty of Dentistry and University Beadle for this ceremony. Dr. Frances Tompkins, Associate Dean, Student Affairs. And Mary McNally, Professor Emerita, Faculty of Dentistry, and our Convocation speaker. Also on stage today and with us in the audience are members who have helped you on your journey. At this time, I'd like to ask faculty and staff who've been so instrumental in your journey to please rise so that we may acknowledge you. Thank you. Please be seated. As your MC, I also have responsibility for some small logistics. As you look around, you can see there are green exit signs. In the event of an emergency, please make yourself aware of those. We don't anticipate any emergencies. At this time, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the President and Vice Chancellor of Dalhousie University, Dr. Kim Brooks, to make opening remarks.
Before I say anything else, Congratulations.
Woo! You've done it. You've survived the coursework, clinic, long hours, rubber gloves, sim lab, high-speed handpieces, clinical notes, and having impressions made of your mouths. You've survived the vending machine dinners and the occasional case that kept you up at night. And now you've emerged not only as graduates, but also as dentists and dental hygienists, professionals entrusted with care, with precision, and with the possibility of changing lives one patient at a time. There's a story I love about this faculty's beginnings. When Dalhousie first set out to establish a dental school more than a century ago, back in 1912, there were some who said it was quite impossible to do so on the East Coast. And yet here you are. In the decades since, Dalhousie's Faculty of Dentistry has not only proven it was possible, but also has become a national leader. It was the first dental school to become fully integrated into a university, one of the earliest to graduate women in 1919. Our faculty has pioneered embracing the perspective that dentistry is not about teeth, it is about a person. In 1947, then Dean Woodbury captured something essential about this profession. He wrote that dental education must, quote, equip a student to think and to do, to have knowledge and skill, an educated mind and a trained hand, and he added that neither by itself is enough. You know this because your education has demanded both intellectual rigor and physical technique. You've trained your minds and your hands. You've developed discipline, dexterity, diagnostic sense, and perhaps most miraculously, the endurance required to explain flossing to your parents. Parents, yeah, probably also them too, and patients for the 50th time. But your training has also asked you to dream, to imagine a profession that responds to the realities of inequality, to the needs of new communities, and to the whole human being sitting in the chair. In 1969, an editorial in the Dalhousie Dental Journal urged the profession never to, quote, ignore the social problems of the community, end quote. That editorial called on dentists and dental hygienists to work alongside public health nurses, social workers, psychologists, nutritionists, and educators. It imagined something deeply integrated and something deeply human. Today, the faculty is still realizing that vision. From the Gap Clinic, which serves new immigrants and refugees, to the North End Community Clinic, you've immersed yourselves in interprofessional work. You are becoming the kind of practitioners who ask, who are we not reaching, and what can we do about that? Some of you will go on to specialize, some will stay in Nova Scotia, others will travel farther afield. You'll all make a difference, and I hope you keep asking those questions. I hope you'll listen carefully and laugh often. And I hope on the hardest days, you remember how much this work matters. As you leave this stage and begin the next chapter of your professional lives, know this: you carry a legacy of care, a tradition of public service, a model of excellence grounded in community. And you carry the hope of the faculty who taught you, the patients who trusted you, and the people who are counting on you, even if they haven't met you yet. And if all else fails, keep a toothbrush in your pocket. It's amazing how many conversations can start, and in my experience, end with an illustration of how to ensure periodontal health. We are enormously proud of you. Congratulations to the Faculty of Dentistry class of 2025.
Thank you, President Brooks. We are now going to start the conferring of degrees, so I would ask graduates to please rise. Chancellor Southwell, as Chair of the Senate of Dalhousie University, I ask you to confer degrees upon those candidates whose names have been approved by Senate.
By virtue of the authority vested in me,
and in Dalhousie University admit to their respective degrees and diplomas with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto those candidates who have fulfilled the requirements of that degree and whose names have been approved by Senate. Admito vos ad gledum.
Congratulations. Graduates, please be seated.
I am now very pleased to invite the Faculty of Dentistry, class of 2025, to stand. That means stand up. And for Dr. Francis Tompkins, Associate Dean, Student Affairs, to lead our graduates in the oral health professional oath, which will be displayed on the screens. Francis?
Okay, you all have to do this with me, okay? I do hereby solemnly swear to pledge my commitment as an oral health professional, assist my patients in achieving optimal oral health. Without discrimination, I will treat my patients with honor and respect and will contribute to their overall well-being. My patients will be actively involved in their treatment decisions, and they can trust that I will compassionately place their needs before my own. I will always conduct myself in an ethical and professional manner, and I will hold myself to the highest standards. I will not undertake tasks beyond my ability and competence. I will promote access to care and social justice for those who are most vulnerable. I will protect and preserve the oral health of the public. I am committed to evidence-based practice and lifelong learning. I will strive to contribute to the advancement of dental education for the benefit of my community, patients, and colleagues. These promises I make freely and upon my honor. And we now welcome you to the honorable professions of dentistry and dental hygiene.
Students, you may be seated. We have been witnesses to your pledge and hope that you will continue to hold these principles throughout your entire career.
Graduates, this is the moment you've been waiting for. So whether you've crossed this stage at a previous convocation or this is your first or second or third, each of these is uniquely special. So we congratulate you today. One of the things we want to keep you in mind as you come across the stage, here's where we will be taking your pictures. So family and friends, this is the best place to come to take your pictures. And your dean will give you a pin that welcomes you into the Dalhousie community of alumni. I now call upon Dr. Ben Davis, Dean, Faculty of Dentistry, Dr. Leah Rock, Director of School of Dental Hygiene, Dr. Marty Leonard, Dean, Faculty of Graduate Studies, and Ella McDonald, an orator and alum from the Fountain School of Performing Arts, to present the candidates who are receiving their degrees today.
Chancellor Southwell, I am honored to present the following candidates on behalf of the Faculty of Dentistry who have fulfilled the requirements for the Diploma in Dental Hygiene. Tariq Abdul Karim. Layan Bassam Abu Snene. Rebecca Margaret Obey. Andrea Louise Bernaba. Avery Grace Cheel. Ellen Kathleen Devine. Jessica Fleming. Jenna Dana Hall. Fana Jaffer Idris. Julie Elizabeth McLeod. Karis Elizabeth Menard. Kendra Marie Morash. Christy Bell Eli Musa. Chloe Cornelia Murphy. Kathleen Carol Murray. David Okanola. Francesca Nicolette Yale Perez. Jaspreet Purawal. Kaylee Lynn Reynolds. Rosalind Heather Stone. Sierra Schwarzenberger. Ni Boy Tia. Rihanna Taylor Tower. Emily Grace Treitz. Skylar Emma Wells. Monique DeAndrea Wright. This concludes the presentation of candidates for the Diploma in Dental Hygiene. I am now honored to present the following candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Dental Hygiene with honors. Hannah Valina Corkum. Samantha Haydar. Kiara Baikwa McDonald. Agnivo Rakshit. This concludes the presentation of candidates for the Bachelor of Dental Hygiene with honors. I am now honored to present the following candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Dental Surgery. Ibrahim El Hamadi. Mohammed Al Hamadi. Mohammed Abdelhamid Ahmed Ali. Jeremy Michael Allen. Luai Al Nasser, joined on stage by Rakael. Mohammed Mutana Al-Rafai. Ahmed Al-Sola, joined on stage by mother Dalal Al-Ben Ali. Corey Ann Andrea. Gracie Jane Arsenault. Joshua Allen Balzen. Emily Ann Brockman. Taylor Shapu, recipient of the Dr. D.S. Precious Medal in Dentistry. Rylan Matthew Clark. Alexis Carol Coyley. Taylor Michelle Coleman. Derek Warren Dion. Ahmed Mahmood Fatel. Dominic Fuller, joined on stage by Baby J. Alexandra Maria Gloger. Serge Hache. James Goodwin Hall, joined on stage by Holly. Braylon Hedrick. Sandesh Santosh Kumar Hegde. Daniel Jae-Kwan Im. Alicia Afridi. Salma Kotabokas. Matthew Johnston Lambert, joined on stage by Jamo and Ivy. Alexandra McIntyre. Bryant Paul Mackley, joined on stage by Graham. Samuel Sunil Makwan. Caleb Madsen, joined on stage by Hazel. Sarah Elizabeth Manderville. Noor Mohammed. Camelia Mohammed Hashim. Gabrielle Georges Murad. Rebecca Marie O'Brien. Chad Riley Pexton. Ali Ahmed Kassem. Nita Ragu. Parsa Sadehi. Rohan Sethi. Nidhi Shah. Ibrahim Shaheen. Vidhi Prabhakar Shetty. Catherine Sunye. Iman Mary Taha. Allison Ella True. Jenny Ling Zhang. This concludes the presentation of candidates for the Doctor of Dental Surgery. Chancellor Southwell, I am honored to present the following candidates on behalf of the Faculty of Graduate Studies who have fulfilled the requirements for the degree of Master of Science. David Ross Gagne, Master of Science in Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Joined on stage by Nora and Hugh. This concludes, This concludes the presentation of candidates for the Master of Science.
It's now my pleasure to call upon Dr. Ben Davis to present the Dr. D.S. Precious Medal in Dentistry.
Thank you very much. Now it gives me a great pleasure to ask Dr. Taylor Chaput. Where are you, Taylor? Come on up to the stage, please. Taylor, you're going to stand right here while I embarrass you for the next couple of minutes. Mr. Chancellor, President Brooks, distinguished guests, graduates, faculty, and friends, it is my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Taylor Chaput, this year's recipient of the Dr. D.S. Precious University Medal in Dentistry. Dr. David Precious was the Dentistry Gold Medal recipient in 1969 and then became the first resident to graduate from Dalhousie's Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery program in 1971. He went on to become an internationally renowned surgeon, our dean, an on-doc recipient from Dal, an Order of Canada recipient, and a great mentor to many in our profession, including me. I came to Dalhousie because of David, and David again is why I am here. So I'm extremely proud to present this award in his name. Taylor Chaput arrived at the Faculty of Dentistry in 2021 and received a scholarship for having the highest entrance GPA. She is from Chapeau, Quebec. And you'd be forgiven if you didn't know where that was, and in fact, I had to look it up on Google Maps. It's a small little village on Quebec, or in Quebec rather, on the Ottawa River, just across from Pembroke and Petawawa. Her high school only had 67 students total. Nevertheless, her teachers put their all into their education, including Skyping into schools where keen students like Taylor could learn things like advanced math, physics, and other sciences. After graduating from high school, Taylor went on to university, the first in her family to do so. At the University of Ottawa, she studied biomedical sciences. At graduation, she was awarded the Governor General's Award in Sciences. COVID prevented her from walking across the stage, so I think this is a very special day for her. Throughout her dental studies at Dalhousie, Taylor received numerous awards for academic and clinical excellence. She has conducted research, co-authored an article, and participated in activities such as Special Smiles and the Senior Students Panel. Taylor graduates today with distinction and the highest academic standing in her class, with a 4-year cumulative GPA of 4.17. I didn't know it got that high. After graduation, Taylor, her husband Sean, his husband now?
Yeah.
Okay, husband Sean.
Maybe I.
Oh, okay, sorry. I let something out of the bag. And Stella, their cat, are going to be going to Newfoundland, where Taylor's going to be taking up a new position. She'll be working in St. John's. So, Mr. Chancellor, I would ask that you kindly present the Dr. D.S. Precious Medal in Dentistry to Dr. Taylor Chaput. Sorry about that.
That's exceptional. Thank you. We'd like to take one more moment here. Graduates, I think you know that none of you got here by yourself. You had tremendous support, especially from your family and friends who are here to celebrate you today. So please join me in congratulating them and giving them a round of applause.
I now invite Mary McNally to deliver the convocation address to the spring graduating class of 2025. But before, Mary, you can get up while I actually embarrass you again for the next couple of minutes. It is indeed my distinct pleasure to introduce our 2025 convocation speaker, Dr. Mary McNally, who has the important role today of passing on some wise words of possibly advice to this year's graduates. I've known Dr. McNally for almost 28 years now. She graduated from our program in 1992 and initially taught part-time in the faculty while also working in a solo practice in rural Nova Scotia. Thankfully, in 2001, she decided to join our faculty full-time and became an invaluable educator, researcher, colleague, mentor, and friend. In addition to her Doctor of Dental Surgery degree, Mary has an MSc in pathology and an MA of the philosophy of bioethics. Her combination of degrees and interests resulted in a career with a strong focus on social justice for populations with little access to dental care, particularly frail older patients and Indigenous children. Throughout her career, Mary has supported hospital-based applied ethics and university research ethics. She is also co-editor of Canada's only dental law textbook, Dental Law in Canada. Not surprisingly, Mary has been recognized for her work. In 2016, the American Dental Education Association named her the Enid E. A. Needle Scholar in Residence, which enabled her to spend several months working on her research in Washington, D.C. She also received the Honored Member Award for service to the profession and the oral health of Canadians from the Canadian Dental Association in 2020. In 2021, our Faculty of Dentistry presented her with a Research of Excellence Award. In 2021, Mary retired as professor, our Associate Dean of Research, and as a cross appointee to the Faculty of Medicine's Department of Bioethics. She now holds an appointment as Professor Emerita at Dalhousie University. Although formally retired, Mary continues to work on special projects, provides mentorship to junior colleagues, and consults with the Nova Scotia Regulator for Dentistry and Dental Assisting. Currently, Mary is pursuing studies in visual arts and studio practice at the Nova Scotia College of Arts and Design. This has long been an area of passion for her, which can be seen in the beautiful items she makes with wool and textiles. It is now my honor to invite Dr. McNally to address Convocation.
Greetings, colleagues, family, and friends. It's an immense honor to be one of the first to welcome all of you, my newest colleagues, into your chosen dental professions. Congratulations and welcome. Thank you, President Brooks and Chancellor Southwell, for the opportunity to be here, and Dr. Davis for your kind introduction. I think I'm most grateful for the sacred breathing. Dr. Davis touched on a number of my interests and career path in dentistry and academia over the years. I can only hope that all of you find the joy and enrichment in your careers that I have. And now, in my post-retirement studies in visual arts, I've had the privilege to think about the world around us with a new lens, about learning, about academia, and most relevant to today, about the ways in which art, as both a disposition and a vocation, shares distinct characteristics with our chosen professions. We often hear the statement tossed around, dental practice, and in fact, any healthcare practice, is both an art and a science. For me, could there be a better time to explore this topic? So, of course, I opened my laptop and typed, "Help me write a convocation address about the art and science of healthcare practice." What's a girl to do? Not surprisingly, some pretty impressive responses popped right up. By now, most of us are familiar with concepts of artificial intelligence, or AI. And as I soon learned, AI chatbot platforms, with their large language models and machine learning algorithms, were efficient in responding to my convocation speech question, presenting do's and don'ts and providing impressive messages and quotes. On its surface, it was really good stuff. We all know that chatbots and other forms of AI draw from endless internet-based sources and databases. And although mine is a seemingly harmless question, it's easy to overlook that behind it all are contributors whose intellectual and creative innovations may be being appropriated without their knowledge or consent. So it leaves one to wonder, what is the provenance of the databases and narratives I'm seeing? Is there sufficient diversity amongst the creators of chatbot platforms to be relevant? What other types of biases might be informing the content? So while my first inclination was that AI-generated convocation address was really good stuff, I'm now inclined to ask, is it really good stuff? This is what I do know. In my own humble words, with my own humble biases, you all definitely inhabit the worlds of both art and science. To consider science, I want to draw for a moment on the work of renowned surgeon and scholar Atul Gawande, who says, "Science is not a major or a career. It is a commitment to a systematic way of thinking, an allegiance to a way of building and applying knowledge. For those of us in healthcare, we become an integral part of the larger scientific community through systematic inquiry and an observation of human health, of disease, of social conditions, of interventions, scientific evidence, and clinical knowledge is built. Regrettably, we also know that despite the incredible information age we live in, scientific knowledge is in peril. Pseudoscience, generated by myths, misinformation, disinformation, fake news, and conspiracy theories, is polarizing. It underpins a mistrust of evidence-based knowledge and ultimately threatens health. As the newest healthcare professionals, this might be discouraging. However, it's important to keep in mind the privilege you will have at the one-on-one patient encounter. Most patients will trust you because of who you are and the expertise you bring. For those who question and may not trust, we must ask why. Pseudoscience is one challenge, but patients' beliefs, their cultural and religious norms, or ideological identities, for example, could be at odds with science. Even in the mainstream, knowledge generated through the most credible scientific discovery is mistrusted when it is contradictory or incomplete. When that happens, people question not only the message, but also the messengers. How can you believe anything they say? But as members of the scientific community, we know that contradictory findings are part of the process of a complicated and sometimes imperfect system. Differing scientific claims are an indication that new knowledge is being generated that challenges the old. Gawande reminds us that the hive mind swarms ever forward. In other words, scientific discovery presses on. The good stuff stays, and the bad stuff eventually gets weeded out. And we have to be patient with this. The continued distillation of sound, evidence-based knowledge is what guides us toward best practices for the benefit of our patients. The hive mind swarms ever forward. Or as one of my favorite comedians says, science knows it doesn't know everything, otherwise it would stop. To identify ourselves as members of the scientific community is pretty intuitive. But what about my suggestion that we also inhabit the world of art? Like science, art opens us up to particular ways of thinking, of doing, of engaging, and especially expressing our knowledge. Just think a minute about your practices. Over the past number of years, most often working at the level of micromillimeters, you have been mastering a breadth of creative techniques. Imaging and photography, assembling, sculpting, and shaping a range of materials including alginate, stone, polyvinyl, plaster, resin, ceramics, glass, metal, gold, silver, and titanium, to name a few. You have instrumentation and color theory. You have undertaken product design and fabrication. Your understanding of the relationship of material to aesthetics, to form and function, enables countless ways for you to be creative in attaining optimal function and health for your future patients. Indeed, imaging, problem solving, doing, and various forms of making are inherent to your practices every day. But we also share other distinctive intentions and aspirations of art practice. Art is a form of inquiry through which we explore. Art is a means of communication. Art invites mutual participation and shared emotion. To paraphrase teacher and artist Linda Berry, art making is a way of sharing an alive something with another human, who in turn is able to have a sustained and interactive relationship with that something. I'm not suggesting that a patient is our blank canvas, although metaphorically there is an element of that. Rather, leaning into the habits and intentions of the artist within us will serve to enrich the relationships we have with others. In a curious way, my reflection on the ways in which art inhabits our practice lives brings me back to artificial intelligence. Given its ever-expanding capacity to commandeer and develop content within virtually every realm, AI has also been a disruptor in the art world. It has raised questions about the relevance and possible displacement of artists that could similarly be asked of us in healthcare practices. The good news, I believe, is that responses from the art world are similarly relevant. Artist David Saleh recently wrote, "The image of content to describe the product of human creativity, what we call in certain circumstances art, is obviously an image of something sort of poured passively into a container. But art is not a passively existing lump of content. Art is a form of communication between human beings. That's the point of it. The human-to-human aspect isn't something incidental. It's the whole essence of it." Saleh reminds us that AI is not a living being, and therefore AI can never truly understand and apply what it is to be human. Likewise, healthcare is not a passively existing lump of content. As with art, it is the intimate and human-to-human aspect that is the essence. AI does not have the lived experience to instill trust, to offer compassion, generosity, and empathy, virtues that are so central to what we do. On the other hand, AI is a technological wonder that will increasingly serve as a valuable collaborator and will supplant many of our current tasks. But at the patient encounter, artificial intelligence is an adjunct, and you are, to borrow another word from the art world, the curator. Select only the most trustworthy AI platforms with which you collaborate. And remember, only we humans have the experience of the human condition in all its complexity to authentically and meaningfully engage with another human. This will forever distinguish you, your role, and your value in your professional lives. I wish you all the very best. I know I'm the only thing holding you up between your celebrations with your families, so please go out and celebrate. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McNally, for sharing your thoughts on the integration of art and science. Thank you for that. Graduates, today you were led into this ceremony and will be led out by our beadle, carrying the new dawn staff of place and belonging. This staff is more than a ceremonial symbol. It embodies Dalhousie's diverse and inclusive community. Crafted with minerals, textures, and symbols reflecting the richness and diversity of individuals like you, the graduates who have shaped our campus and who now join a global network of over 160,000 Dalhousie alumni. The formal business of Convocation is concluded. I would invite you to please remain seated as we exit. Thank you and congratulations.
Give me the manage, don't delio no day, nigga much to my we done it. Give me the manage, don't what a big soul day, nigga much to Abon madultinet, Abon madultinet, Tangi so keliga haluk sigo, ulau si amo, we a heo, we yo we ha ya we yo he ha ya, we yo he ha ya, we yo he ha. Give me the manage, don't delio no day, nigga much good, my we done it. Give me the manage, don't what a big soul day, nigga much good, abahon madu. Abon madultinet, sok eliga luk sigu ulau sit amo we ya he o we yo we ha yo yo we yo he yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya ha we yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya ha we yo he ha ya he yo we yo we ha ya ya we yo he yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya ha we yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya ha we yo he ha ya he yo get me there the minute down Delio no king nigga march to my we down get me there the minute down where the big soul king nigga march to abahon madutine hey abahon madutine dan giso keliga luk sigu ulau sit amo we ya he we yo we ha ya ya we yo he yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya ya we yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya ya we yo he ha ya he yo we yo we ha ya ya we yo he yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya ya we yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya ya we yo he ha ya he yo get me there the minute down Delio no day nigga march stood my we done get me there the minute down where the big soul did nigga march stood abahon madutine hey abahon madutine dan gisul teliga luk sigu ulau sit amo we ya he we yo we ha ya ya we yo he yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya ya we yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya ya we yo he ha ya he yo we yo we ha ya ya we yo he yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya we yo he ha